Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to a brand new video. This is going to be your preview for the Leeds United versus QPR game, and going into this game I am a bit nervous based off our last performance and of course us losing. But going into this game after the Millwall game against QPR, the nervous thing is what we'll get to, which is our last 6 meetings against QPR, which kind of makes me a bit like, oh, this could be a difficult game. So let's get into that first and talk about the last 6 games we have played against QPR. Was of course last season that 4-0 defeat where we got absolutely battered at 4-0. Before then was a 1-0 win where QPR had a red card. Before then was a 1-0 win to QPR back in 2020 where we had a red card. Before then was a 2-0 Leeds United win 2019, a 1-0 loss in 2019, and then also a 2-1 loss in 2019 as well. So in our last 6 games against QPR, they've actually had the better of us of winning 4 out of the last 6 and us winning 2 out of the last 6 goals. We've only scored 4 against them in the last 6 games. Meanwhile, they've scored 8 goals against us in the last 6 games. Both teams have got 1 red card each, and we've got 10 yellows and they've got 17 yellows. So going into this game, actually, you look at it, QPR have normally done better against us than what we've done against them. Normally they beat us. It's more like, the more likely outcome of how they play against us is they normally have the better of us. Now, they are all the way in 23rd, which probably gives us a bit more confidence that we'll win this game, that they're in 23rd on only 1 win this entire season, with 7 draws and 6 losses on 10 points. And meanwhile, we're of course on 7 wins, 5 draws, and 2 losses on 26 points, all the way up in 3rd. So they're 23rd and we're 3rd. So there's a 20 place difference between us and them. And a 16-point gap. But going into this, you look at QPR in their last 6 games. Their last 6 games come with a defeat to Derby 2-0, losing to Portsmouth 2-1. They then drew against Coventry 1-1, which is a good result. Then they got another good result in drawing with Burnley 0-0. After that, they drew as well to Sunderland, who were down to 10 men with a red card, 0-0. And in their recent game, they did lose 4-1 to Middlesbrough. So, recent performances, 3 draws, 3 losses, some good results in there. Burnley, drawing to Burnley is a good result. But going into this game, we should win this, and this has to be a win for me. This actually has to be a win. I'm kind of a bit nervous into the fact of, we just lost to Millwall. Going into this game, if we lose this, there'll be a definite, oh my God. And if you look at the last 6 games, that also makes you go, oh, they could actually beat us in this game. But let's go through the starting 11, who I think will start for the team. I think Melier is going to be the one starting in goal, of course. You're going to have Bogle in the right back position. You're going to have Strauch and Rodon as your 2 centre backs. And then you're going to have Junior Firpo as your left back. The back line, I think, has been great this season. And hopefully they continue that and get us back to winning ways, basically. And then you got the midfield too, which of course will be Tanaka and Rothwell. You can't really say anything else. I think the 4 defenders and the 2 midfielders are kind of never going to change really until Ampadu and Gruev come back, which is like next year. So those 6 are never going to change for me. And then you go to the 3 in front. You go, okay, Dan James will start in my opinion. Aronson will start in my opinion. Nonto will start in my opinion. And then you go to the striker, and you kind of have this thing of like, who's going to start? You have Pirro, who's okay, not been great in the last couple of games. Okay, we can say that. Everyone can say he's not been great in the last couple of games. The Millwall game, he was a bit The game before that, he went invisible. I think the Millwall game, he was invisible as well, actually. Yeah, he was. He's been kind of invisible in the last 2 games, not performing at all. And, besides that offside goal against Millwall, he's not really done much at all in the last 2 games. I don't remember a time where he's touched the ball and actually, got a good play away. I think he hasn't been great. But then you look at the competition, right? And I think all 3 strikers have a chance to start this season at some point. I think they all will at some point. Let's start with Joseph. Who everyone says get him in. His last 3 performances have come off the back of 2 absolute sitters 2 weeks in a row. And then coming on against Millwall and doing, to be honest, nothing, really. I think Bamford was better than him when he came on. So you look at that and you go, has Joseph really warranted getting back into the starting spot? Because we always say this about Fark. He only starts players when they prove themselves that they should be starting. And Joseph hasn't proved himself that he should be starting. Bamford, he's just come back from an injury. That was his first game back after he was not an injury. He was ill. Yeah, he was ill. So he was ill for the game before the Millwall game. I can't remember who we played, but the game before the Millwall game, he wasn't there because he was ill. But then the Millwall game, he comes on, and I think he performs all right. I think he was good. I think he did better than what Joseph did. But again, doesn't warrant a start for me. So both of them you're looking at and you're saying they haven't really shown that they should either be starting, which is why I think Fark will continue with Joel Pirro just off the basis of that fact of Joseph hasn't proved at all why he should be back in the starting 11, and Bamford just come back from being ill in a way of he hasn't had a couple of games to see if he should be starting. You know, I think that's what Fuck does as well. He wants to see like a 2, 3, maybe 4 game performance off the bench, good performances off the bench to prove that you should be back into the starting 11 if the other players aren't performing, which I think that's what's going to have to happen. And I think Pirro will stay in the number 9 position for this game. If you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave in the comments down below your thoughts on that, and I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, score predictions. We didn't do score predictions. Hello, we didn't do score predictions, of course. I'm going to say we're going to win this game 2-0. I think a 2-0 Leeds United win. Goal scorers, I'm going to say Dan James is going to get a goal. I think DJ is going to get a goal. And I think Aronson's going to get a goal. We're going to have a DJ goal and an Aronson goal as Leeds United go on to win 2-0 and get back to winning ways, hopefully. If you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.